Good day, this is Scott Mueller with S&J Hardware USA. Today I'm going to do a video about how to install the dog follower spring in a Remington 870 trigger group. This is the part right here. It's the dog follower spring from S&J Hardware. We will be installing that in this Remington 870 trigger group. Okay, this is the trigger group here. It's already been removed out of the Remington 870. The carrier dog spring goes right here under the carrier dog. It controls the action of the shell lifter here, and our carrier dog spring will give it more of a sure action, which is very important under heavy loads. So to remove this, what I like to use is I like to use a Craftsman tapered punch. This part number is 42901. But I believe any sort of tapered punch like this will work well. And here's how I go about it. I start from the left side of the trigger group, and I insert the punch right here on this trigger, on this pin that holds the lifter in there, and I push it straight through. And as I'm pushing it, the taper will push the pin out of the trigger group, like this. So I push the pin or the punch all the way through, and then this allows me to remove the pin that retains the carrier. So we'll set that to the side. Now I'm going to use my thumbnail and hold down on the carrier dog so it won't come out. And then I'm going to remove the punch, and I'm going to remove the whole carrier. The whole carrier is removed. Now I'm going to gently lift up my thumb and remove the existing spring. The factory springs are somewhat silver or bronze in color. Okay, so I'm going to remove that out of the carrier dog. I'm going to move that to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and grab our new spring here. And then I'm going to put that where the carrier dog goes in the trigger group. Then I'm going to put the carrier dog back on top of that here. Okay, and then I'm going to hold that down. Now we're going to reassemble the carrier on here. So I'm going to flip this up, and we're going to lay this on the trigger group. And then once you're holding the carrier in place, you could let go of the carrier dog. Okay. And then we're going to grab our punch again and work it back in from the left to the right. And that'll kind of help hold everything together. So everything is together. Okay. But now we have to get the retainer pin back in there. This is the retainer pin right there. We got to get that back in the trigger group. So I'm just going to kind of go reverse order of how I took it apart. I'm going to put it over the tip of the tapered punch like this, and then I'm just going to start working it back in toward the trigger group. And I'm going to move the punch around. We'll try to get it started in here. Having a little difficulty here getting it started. Okay, so we have it started, and now it's almost all the way through. But I'm going to go ahead and remove the punch now and get it the rest of the way through on the right side here. Okay, so now it's through both sides. This is the left side, and this is the right side. The right side has a retaining spring on it. Okay, and now this will have a very sure action. And this action will really help with heavier recoil loads, such as slugs or full velocity buckshot. It just will improve feeding and make the action of the carrier more positive.